Huh? Huh?
Hey!
Hey! What gets you better in the holiday spirit than a jazzy rendition of our opening theme song? Surprise!
I
Welcome to a fresh, um, thankful, very thankful rendition of Speak Freely. I am, of course, your host, Mr. Freely, along with Mr. Speak. Broom. I brought it back, man. It was time. It was time for a live episode. I'm just, I am David B, along with my friend Kuno Stars. How are you?
I'm good. I'm jazzed up. I love it.
Do you really love it?
Dude,
Ugh.
how
I
have you
was
been?
like, I'm good, man. Right before we came on, I was like, dude, I got a surprise for you.
What
Complete
is
opposite
that?
of what we usually open up with, which is just like a banger, just like, "Brr." We're we're chill tonight, man. We're chill tonight. We're gonna have a fun episode because we are talking about our favorite Thanksgiving foods because we some hungry boys, and we looking forward to being extra hungry boys next Thursday because next Thursday is Thanksgiving. Um, and yeah, man, what are you drinking?
It's a hazy IPA from Firestone Walker.
I should get a beer. Damn it, we started it live. I'll
Oh,
I'll
what are you
just
gonna do?
I'll just die of thirst. Do I have water at least? Yeah, I got water. Before we kick off our definitive listing of the best Thanksgiving foods, I think we should say what we're thankful for this year. It's been
Oh,
a it's been a rough year, right? But there's still s- I like to think of like silver linings, you know what I mean? Like
right.
every rose has its thorn. Wait, wrong song. But yeah, I mean, there's some good things that happened in our personal lives. I feel like I know for you some personal good things happened. I won't say them in case you don't want people to know. I know for me some personal and very public good things happened to me too. But I want you to start off, man. What are you thankful for this year?
Man, I was not prepared for this question. But it's a good question. And it's something we should be thinking about every day, really, like, practicing gratefulness. Um, I mean, I'm grateful for the fact that I have a job and I've been working full time during the whole pandemic. I'm very fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, very grateful for the friends and family I have. It's you included. Uh,
Oh,
and
liar.
uh, I'm grateful for your glasses. Those are some sweet things there.
Oh man, I know, right? I got him in
Yeah.
today. Dude, I'm grateful for them too. Finally.
Man, it's yeah. During this whole the pandemic, I've been very fortunate that like my life hasn't changed too much, right? I have been working. I've still been doing school. Uh, I have been in contact with my loved ones. Um, yeah, I'm one of the fortunate ones, you know.
For sure. I feel
Yeah,
that. Yeah. I mean, like we've talked about it a lot on this podcast. Some things have not gone great for us.
yeah,
We started off the podcast with a very downer of an episode. I feel well,
yeah.
we recorded a very downer of an episode. That's the first thing I feel like we recorded. So I don't think it's the first thing we put up, but one of the first episodes we did was a very like downer. Like, look, it is what it is. This is what's happening. We just want to
Yeah,
vent.
this the May whatever
The
episode.
May whatever episode exactly. But no, like usually, like yeah, usually Thanksgiving, right? Like say what you
Mhm.
will, like it's just a commercial holiday. It's I mean, in the historical context behind it, yeah, yeah, yeah. But usually, like in my family, at least, especially like my parents not being from the states, like being from like Mexico and El Salvador, it was always an excuse for us to just like really use it as like a day to really take stock and like kind of ignore all the bad things that happen and really try to focus on the good that's come in our life. Like really try to hone and really think about how fortunate we are and like yeah, I've talked about it before. I lost a lot of work as a freelancer, as an artist, as a musician. Like it's just yeah, I'm not like lessons went down and I wasn't playing as much anymore. But all that aside, I'm very fortunate in the fact that I mean I still have a job that lets me be creative and have that creative outlet. The movie Trivia Schmodown. Very thankful for them not only believing in me and trusting me and like giving me a shot to do that, but finding worth in my work to where they put me in a contract, which like, you know what I mean? Which was very, very cool. This year that happened, beginning of the year when they signed on with Skybound. I'm very thankful for all the people in the community that rallied up to get me a PC. That's right. I don't know if I shared it on this podcast,
Not
but
yet.
just in case I did or I didn't, yeah, the fans and community from the Movie Trivia Schmodown rallied and they literally got me a PC. Like they paid for it, all of it, the monitor, the mouse and keyboard, and of course the actual desktop. Like I've always been like a MacBook laptop guy for like the last 14, 15 years. And like when they found out I haven't owned a PC in forever, they were just like, we're getting you a PC. And I have it and it's pretty sweet, man. It's mostly
Nice.
for gaming. I'm still trying to figure out how to like uh hey Sammy, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. We're just saying what we're thankful for, man. That's my that's my good friend Sammy. Hi Sammy. You on the stream now too, buddy.
What's
Um
up, Sammy?
um yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to like do music on it because I've always like the reason MacBook I liked it so much was because of Logic and it was easy to kind of like write music on it and stuff. But man, playing video games on this thing is sick. It's so fucking sick, dude. There it is, my first F bomb. I'm thankful for not cursing as much this year. No, and then like yeah, I'm thankful for my family. Like we've been very fortunate. So far none of us have gotten sick. Maybe we're still waiting on someone to give us results. Um, very fortunate that like we haven't really had any huge losses in our family. Considering how many families have been impacted by this virus, like I'm very fortunate to say that. Not only that, we've had additions to our family. My sister got married, so now I have a second brother-in-law. So very fortunate for him, and he's a good dude, and I love him to death, and he knows that. Um, and yeah, yeah. What's up, dude? Thank you for stopping by, man. Hey, stick around. We'll get to the Thanksgiving foods. I'm very very happy that like despite like not being able to gig and play like I would love to be able to do, I've been able to like connect with people that like, you know, maybe we've talked in passing or something, or reconnect with people or start up projects that we've been talking about forever. We've been talking about doing this podcast for years and like COVID kind of like finally it's like, hey, there's no more excuse. We got all this time. Let's do it. And we finally started it, man. Like here we are. This is like our what, 18th, 20th episode?
18 or 19, yeah.
Something like that. So, and we've been on a roll. We haven't always been on time. Sometimes you're late, sometimes I'm very late, but we're here, damn it, and we're trying. So that's what's important. Like just having my friends like Sammy too, very grateful that I can still keep in touch with him and stuff like that. So yeah, and very thankful that like next week I'll be seeing everybody in person because I'll be visiting California for Thanksgiving week. So I'm very thankful to be able to do that. That I still have enough work to still be able to live relatively well. So yeah, I know. I ramble. That's my thing, man. I'm jazz, you know? I just kind of like, there's nothing scripted here, folks. Just like jazz. Only people perform jazz better than me. Anyways, let's talk. Let's get to the main course.
I see what you did there.
I did there.
Mhm.
And we're going to rank our favorite Thanksgiving foods with a little bit of a twist because I don't know if you can tell, me and Brian aren't, is it safe to say Caucasian? Is that politically correct? We're not typical white Americans, and we usually don't have typical Thanksgiving meals because my background's more Hispanic, Mexican, and of course, where is it? Brian's background is more Peruvian. So our Thanksgiving meals are a little bit different. Not to say we haven't had typical Thanksgiving meals, but we threw some of our dishes in there too. But we'll start off, I guess, typical, right? Right?
Yes, traditional.
We'll start
Thank
off with
you.
the boring American food. Here we go. All right, so we're doing this. I don't know if you guys ever done like tier rankings and stuff like that. I'm sure you've seen this before, right? There's like obviously our bottom level. It's garbage food for garbage people. No one eats that stuff. We have our D level, our C level, our B level, our A level, and then our S level.
For
So it's all
special.
based on for superior. The superbly superior best foods. And if we have any foods that you guys love that we forgot to mention, put it in the comments and we'll read it, I guess. Maybe, probably not. This is too late. We already made this. We put a lot of work in it. And by work, and by we, I mean mostly Brian. He put a lot of fucking work into this. So let's start off, man. Um, let's do let's not do like the main course. Let's do starch, right? Let's do bread
Okay.
because a good meal needs to have a good bread accompanied to it. So what's like a good bread, right? Usually it's like cornbread and biscuits, which we got there, and some dinner rolls. So where would we rank biscuits? And let's just keep in mind like whatever we think the best biscuit and best cornbread is, that's what we're having at Thanksgiving. So how are
Hmm.
we ranking them and stuff like that?
Biscuit.
Now,
How do you? So I want to know, like, when you think of biscuits, like,
yeah,
where would you get a biscuit?
like the best biscuit I've ever had.
Yeah,
Um,
because like McDonald's has biscuits, right? But are they
ooh,
like, the best biscuits?
no, they're not. That's a good question. Stuffing count as bread? It's breading, but does it count like as a bread?
I
This
wouldn't.
this, this, this is where like the Mexican in me comes in, right? Because usually I think like you kind of use bread to like scoop the food onto the fork, right? It's like, "Ooh," and then you eat the bread with a little bit of like the flavoring from the food you're stuffing on the fork. It's like how we use tortillas sometimes, or like bolillo. You know what I mean? I feel like stuffing is more like what you would put on your fork instead of moving the food. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, am I making sense?
I, I get you. So I mean, you
Bread's
would.
a utensil you can eat, essentially.
Yeah, like you need to be able to not just scoop stuff up, but just place things on top of, right? It's like a
Yeah, like you can hold it, like you can put stuff on it, or you can move stuff onto other stuff with it. And I don't feel like you can really do that with stuffing. I feel like stuffing would be more of a side instead of like a bread thing, you know?
right.
So I don't know. I would say no, but I'll let you have final say.
I mean, it's made of bread, so technically it is bread. But for
Technically, it is bread, but
yeah,
in terms of like our bread, Speak Freely's bread,
it's
I guess.
it is not utilized as bread. I have no idea.
You know what,
No,
Sammy?
well,
Do you want it to count as bread? We'll count it as bread. I'm down to count it as bread because it is bread.
it
Like
is technically bread.
it is technically bread and like seasoning and other stuff in it, but but bread's a component in it. That's the thing though too. You know what I mean? It's a component in it. It's not the thing. Like a biscuit is a biscuit. It's not like biscuits and gravy or what have you. It's just the biscuit. Same with like the cornbread and the dinner roll. Man, right off the bat, Sammy threw us in a conundrum.
You're gonna end the show right now.
That's it for Speak Freely. What do you think? Should we? Should we? Because I was kind of putting it in the same vein as like a dinner casserole or like a green bean
Yeah, I would
casserole, and like
I would put it as a side dish, like a
yeah,
casserole.
I would kind of low key put it more as a side dish too. In this instance, the only real three breads we have is biscuit, cornbread, and a atypical dinner roll.
Right.
So I hope that's okay, Sammy. Don't leave. We want you here.
We'll compromise. We'll do the dinner roll, the cornbread, and the biscuits, and then we'll do the stuffing, and then do
Yeah,
another side.
Sammy votes it's bread. It has bread in it. Are we both trying to
I
put
think
a
so.
comment? That's what happens when you both have control of the show. But
Mm.
that's 50-50. That's how you people know the show is legit 50-50. Let's start off with biscuits.
Right, biscuits.
Usually I haven't had like a. I've had great biscuits. I don't remember where. Ooh, I think
Mhm.
it was I forget the name of the restaurant. It was a restaurant here in Houston, and I'm pretty sure it was for like a wedding dinner, and they gave us fresh bread, and one of the breads was like a biscuit. And man, when a biscuit is made perfectly, Just like the warmness, the flakiness, like it's a little hard on the outside, super soft and flaky on the inside, and like the butter just melts into it. A good biscuit. But then like a really great cornbread is like starchy. It's like a little like crumbly, but it's also just like a hint of sweetness in it that
and
makes it really good. You know what I mean?
it's not dry, like, it's a little bit moist, like, you can
Yeah,
feel, like, kind of a not so much a creaminess, but, you just don't want it to be dry and, you don't want it to absorb your saliva, you know?
yeah. You want it to absorb like everything else.
You're right.
But then sometimes too, I think the problem I have with like a cornbread is sometimes like I feel like a biscuit's a little like yeah, it's a little more rigid, so it's a little more durable compared to like a cornbread feels like well at least a really good cornbread, right? It's like a little softer, it tends to crumble a little bit easier. And
Mhm.
usually when I'm thinking bread, I'm thinking like I want to scoop up that gravy I didn't make it into my mashed potatoes and scoop it up with the bread in the fork and then let the bread absorb it, and you kind of want something a little bit more rigid to absorb that gravy, or else it just becomes mush.
Right, which is why I prefer a dinner roll.
just to make mush,
Yeah, just to really absorb all
just
that
to
gravy
mush your
and
giving. You're
mhm.
gross. I wish I had beer, like Brian. Mom, the meatloaf. We don't have meatloaf on here, by the way. Um,
Um,
I would honestly, I don't
okay.
think bread is. I don't think any of the bread is S tier because it's just bread. Like it's just bread. So I don't
Mm,
think any of it's S tier. I would probably in my opinion, I would probably put biscuits at like a B. What do
I
you
think
think?
that's fair.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. So,
Heck yeah,
be
like
ex explain to me what the tiers are exactly. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 tiers. So
yeah. So obviously,
essentially,
superior is like it's the
so
best of the best. It's
yes,
the most
essentially on a scale
delicious.
of 1 to 5 is
Yeah,
the
it's the
okay.
most delicious fucking thing you've ever had, right? And A is like really good, but it's not the most delicious. B is like it's like potato chips, like they're not particularly delicious, but you just have to
Mm,
eat them. It's like Pringles. Once you
I
pop,
really love I really love Pringles.
yeah, but
Original, by the way.
but like if you're thinking of like what's comparable? If you're
Mm,
thinking of like potato chips compared to like the best fucking filet mignon you ever had, there's no comparison. The filet mignon is gonna
oh,
be an
true.
S tier. You know what I'm saying? So that's what S is. It's like like the most delicious. B is for bread.
Yes.
B is definitely for bread. Just put all the bread. Put stuffing there too.
Alright, so biscuits, B
So
tier.
does that mean we put cornbread on C?
I think so.
We're just psych alphabetical order losers. um, but we eat chips more than we eat filet. That's true too. But again, and by the way, hi Thrawn, that's my good buddy Thrawn. That's very true. But just because you eat more of it, does that make it better? It's quality versus quantity. Ooh.
You don't know David's life. Maybe David does have filet mignon every day.
No, he kind of knows my life. He knows I don't.
Oh.
Probably like once every 5 years or something like that. We're musicians. We're poor. Our steak is a flank steak. Nothing wrong with it. It's just
No,
not a
it's
filet mignon.
alright, cornbread.
Cornbread, cornbread's weird because like I like a really great cornbread is really good too. I would put it at a B too. I think the breads are like
I'm not a
I
big fan of cornbread, to be honest.
yeah. Where would you put it at a C?
I would put it as a C.
All right, I disagree. What we have a couple of people in chat. We have Thrawn and Sammy. What do you guys think? Where would you put cornbread? While we discuss something else, let us know in the chat. And keep in mind we're debating this as like the best version of these foods that you've had. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's shitty versions of this everywhere, but we're thinking like
Yeah, we're
Thanksgiving.
thinking
Your grandma made it from hand. She rolled and kneaded the dough. What are you gonna say, Brian?
When I think of cornbread, I think of like elementary school lunches where like
Really?
yeah, you like mashed potatoes and gravy, and on the side there's this really shitty cornbread.
Yeah, they're on. Yeah, we're imagining these foods as the best possible versions. Yeah. I guess that you're a little delayed. That's fine. You're good. Um, let's leave it there for right now. I'll wait for the chat. Dinner
Okay.
rolls.
Oh, I love a good dinner roll. That's like A tier for me.
That's
Like
too high for me.
the best dinner roll, like
Are you
all you need is
serious,
a
man?
good
It's just bread and it's just dough and yeast. Like,
yeah, but a really good dinner roll with a little bit of butter is all you need. That's like the best kind of breakfast.
dude, we're talking about dinner though.
I know it's dinner roll, but I have it for breakfast.
Oh my god, you can't put breakfast into this.
All right.
Yeah, see, look. Cornbread in my family's pretty bomb. I just wish I could get him to add kernels to it. I like kernels in my yeah. Sometimes I like that
Oh,
too, depending on how
you
good
know
the
what?
the cornbread is.
I have never had kernels in my cornbread. That might change my mind.
Well, you haven't had it yet. There's
No,
there are some bomb ass rolls out there too.
exactly.
Yeah, but it's A's too high for me, man. I can't let you put it at A. If you're gonna put cornbread at C, you can't put dinner rolls at A. How about that?
What?
No, I like cornbread. Like it's because I'm in the
Um,
South too. So here the cornbread's fucking bomb. It's very versatile.
Man, SoCal, it's pretty dry.
Yeah, just like SoCal, it's very dry. I agree. Look,
All right, we'll put it right here, right in the middle. You can
no,
ask the chat.
yeah. See,
Do a
look,
poll.
the chat's saying it right now. No higher than B. I 1,000% agree.
All
No
right,
way.
all right.
There's no
It'll be like
way. It's dinner bread.
it'll be slightly in the A.
No,
All
it's
right,
it's
here you go.
firmly. I would. Oh, they're all. Look, they're
Exactly. I
all.
would do the same. Dinner roll, biscuits, and cornbread.
It's just bread. That's not what you came for. No, but it's like, but that's the
It is
thing
what
though,
I came
right?
for.
I came for it all. No, but
Some
that's what I'm saying though. Like it isn't what you came for. So there's no way it's an A. Like, cause you're not coming for the bread. Like, there's no way it's an A.
but it's a big part of my plate.
But it's not even that big of a part if you really think about it. Like, if we're doing like, god damn it, this is what I wanted to be fine. If we're doing if we're doing like a pie chart, that's like a 50% slice of what the plate is. Like, you're not gorging yourself on bread.
I actually am more bread than turkey, to be honest.
Well, you're an oddity. I don't know what to tell you. You can order the bread though from that.
All right, that's fair.
That's fair. All right. I would give it to
So,
I would give it to biscuits. Don't you? Don't.
yep,
It was
dinner
perfect the way it
roll,
was. I don't agree. Whatever. Fine.
biscuits, and cornbread.
The most basic of breads. All right, fine. Let's get to the sides because you're angering me. um, let's start off with bread.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Just before
Stuffing.
we move on, I want you to see this one more time. Dinner roll, biscuits, cornbread.
I already saw it once. It doesn't mean I agree. That's all I'm saying. I'm allowed to have my opinion.
All right, sides. Start
See,
with the
all right,
sides.
like I am slightly inclined to agree, honestly. Because again, you're not coming for the bread. Like
I am coming for the like. I love good bread.
oh yeah, those lobster biscuits, cheesy ones too.
Yeah.
Hot damn. Everything else about Red Lobster though, bleh. But those breads, I kind of agree. I don't think, besides you,
Yeah.
of course, I don't think most people are coming to Thanksgiving being like, man, I can't wait to just shitload of bread, bro. Those biscuits carrots can fall right to the bottom.
Any, like Italian restaurants, Peruvian restaurants, when you go in for dinner, they give you bread at the beginning. If
Yeah.
that bread's not good, I am not happy the rest of the dinner. You know? All right.
I'm not, but like
It's
I'm
like
having like a piece or two. I'm not stuffing myself on free bread. The same way if I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'm not stuffing myself on chips. Like I'm not there for that. I'm there for like the dish. You know what I mean?
I feel like you just haven't had a good dinner roll with some ají verde, you know?
I don't. I don't agree.
Mm.
I low key agree with Sammy. I think we have bread. I think we're giving it too much respect. It hasn't earned it. But we'll leave it there for now, Sammy. We're
For
gonna
now,
leave it
all
there
right.
for now to appease Brian because he did make this. So, and we're gonna go to your dish, stuffing, which has bread in it, but it has a bunch of other stuff too. I've never really had a good stuffing because all the stuffing I've ever
No.
had has been like a prepackaged stuffing or like stuffing from like, you know what I mean, like a premix or whatever the fuck it's called. I've never had like
Or like
fantastic.
hamburger helper stuffing from a box.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I've never had like
Yeah.
actual like A grade stuffing. So for me, stuffing is like I would put it at a D. Like I don't care. I'm not coming for the
Ooh.
stuffing.
All
But
right,
again, that's my experience with it. I will agree.
Mm.
After this, we have to move on from bread. The Olive Garden Italian breadsticks were like crack as a kid. Yeah, they were, dude.
That is
Those
true.
it was. Now anything from Olive Garden is disgusting, but back in the day, stovetop. Okay, okay, okay. Because I've never really had like, or maybe just stuffing in general is just that I've just never liked it before. So I would put it like at a D, maybe a C
Mm.
if I'm feeling generous, but I'm not crazy on stuffing.
I I make a pretty good hibiscus stuffing.
Oh, I make a
When
pretty
you
good.
come next week, we are having hibiscus stuffing
All right. Hey, bet.
and dinner rolls. I
No, unless you make the stuffing from the dinner rolls, then maybe.
Yeah, I would put it as at a C.
All right, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, 'cause when you have a good stuffing, it's pretty good, but it's gotta be like homemade and like not from a box, you know?
Yeah, that's probably why the most stuffing ever has been from a box. That's just like, eh.
Yeah. All right,
It's,
green bean casserole.
I actually a really good one. I can go pretty ham. I love green beans in general, so a really
No,
good green bean. You don't like green beans?
nah.
Like at all? Sautéed, baked, nothing?
Maybe sauteed in garlic, but I don't know. Not really, especially in a casserole. Mm-mm.
Can you just give it? Can you just put it at C for me?
All right, deal.
Just for me. Does anyone else
If you're
disagree with
putting,
me in the chat?
if you're letting me put bread at B, we'll do green beans at
All
C.
right, all right, all right. You know what? Yeah, okay. C, yeah, C, like C is good. The vegetables should not be mushy in the stuffing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, all right,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay. Speaking of mushy, mashed potatoes.
Ooh,
Now,
all right. Mm,
dude, the best mashed potatoes are complicated, right? Like if you make what's the French one called where they put like cheese in it and stuff? There's like the French make like a mashed potato, but they actually also mix it with like a type of cheese in it too. It's like very stretchy, very like gooey mashed potatoes. I forget what it's called.
I have no idea.
Anyways, mashed potatoes, they're an A for me, personally. Because they're
Oh,
also very versatile. Like there's hundreds of different ways to make them. You can add all kinds of seasonings and your own like twist into it. Even though the basic of it is just potato smashed. You know what I mean? Au gratin, is that what it's called?
au gratin. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that shit's bomb, dude. Now
Yeah, I
and
love.
Thrawn, real quick for green beans. I agree. Thank you, my man. Yes. So simple, but it works. I complete. Yeah, mashed potatoes is a class A food,
Hey,
man. I agree. I would say A. Now, here's the thing, right? We all agree A, right? We're all good with A for mashed potatoes.
right?
Gravy. Now, Initially, when I was a kid, I thought gravy was fucking disgusting. I hated it as a kid. You know how you remember back in elementary school we used to have uh like mashed potatoes with gravy and they had like little bits of turkey in it. I hated that fucking dish in our elementary schools. Hated it. Would never eat that shit. That's probably why I always thought gravy was gross as a kid.
Mm.
Now as an adult, I appreciate a good gravy, like a good country style gravy, like a more of like a white gravy. Personally, I'm more of a white gravy type of guy.
Oh, okay.
But if there's brown gravy, if it's decent, I'll go ham on it. But where would I'll let Brian. Where would you rank like the best gravy you've ever had?
Uh,
Right?
this
Kind
is
of.
this is hard because when I think of gravy, I actually think of like breakfast, like biscuits and gravy. And
Yeah.
so you're doing like ground sausage and like butter and maybe some herbs in there. Um, I don't
Hmm.
know about putting gravy on pumpkin pie.
I don't think I'm doing that either. But on your plate though, like he has somewhat of a point. Like on your plate, you're putting that shit on the turkey, on the mashed potatoes, on your bread, maybe even on your peas. Like it enhances everything.
True.
It's a great enhancer if it's made well, obviously.
Right, but
But
on
dude,
its own,
that's because Sammy and I, oh,
mm,
you too, right? You Roland Unified. This
yeah,
that gravy was fucking disgusting.
I
Like
actually kind of
gross.
liked it. Like the
Did you
gravy on it,
really?
the mashed potatoes and the gravy, and the cornbread was shit. But the mashed potatoes and gravy actually,
I would rather just starve that day. Just drink the milk. But yeah, all right, back to gravy though. As it's necessary in the grand ensemble of everything, but to
Mhm.
me, if we're thinking if I'm doing the music analogy, right? It's the triangle in the orchestra. Like, yeah, you hear it and it's there, but if it's not there, do you really miss it? Ooh,
Mm.
you don't think it's an enhancer? A good
Oh.
gravy does enhance everything else a little bit because but then again, it's like if your food needs enhancing, was it good enough to begin with in the first place as well? So that's where like the debate is for me.
Hmm. I would put it at a C, just because I mean a good gravy is great, but it's not really much if you don't have it with something else. You're not gonna
Yeah,
drink like you're not gonna
you're not gonna
drink
like
gravy.
let's have like eat it like soup. A good gravy can also save a poorly cooked dish. That's true though. I agree. But you're not gonna have gravy on its own either. You know what I mean? It's like a good enhancer, but
Mhm.
like as an actual like food of itself, I don't know. There's probably maniacs out there that do like slurp it up like soup, but I'm happy giving it a C personally.
All right, mac and cheese.
That's S tier. I said it.
Really,
S tier. Oh, the best mac and cheese I've ever had. Fucking S tier, bro. Legit, and it's so
more
versatile.
more than mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
if you
agree.
were to put the best mashed potatoes I've ever had in front of me and the best mac and cheese I've ever had in front of me and say which one, 100% mac and cheese all the time, without question, without question.
I don't know.
Oh my god, you don't like mac and cheese?
I love mac and cheese. I don't think it's better than mashed potatoes.
Oh, it's way
No,
better than. Oh my god,
no,
yes, it's way better than mashed potatoes. Are you kidding me? Way
mm-mm.
better.
No, mashed potatoes over mac and cheese.
No way. No. We need the chat to fight out for this. There's no way, dude. Oh man, next time
Hang
I
out,
gotta
look.
take, dude. Yes, mashed potato goes to sleep
No,
dreaming about growing up to be mac and cheese. hundred
no,
percent,
uh-uh.
100%. Mashed potatoes is in the crowd, while mac and cheese is the one putting on the show at Wembley Stadium. I said it.
Why at
There's
Wembley
no,
Stadium?
because that's where Queen played,
All right,
dude. Dude,
all
that's it.
right, all right.
S tier, baby.
I,
You
I've
you
been
put that
outvoted.
boy you put that boy up there.
I'm gonna
Our
make
our audience has spoken.
I'm gonna make it smaller though. Just
Nope. Nope. Don't. Stop it. That's too big. It's too big. It's a humble dish.
there we go.
I thank you, gentlemen. I agree. The next time you're in Houston, Matt, I'm taking you to a place that exclusively only makes mac and cheese dishes.
I don't
You're gonna
know.
you're gonna learn.
I don't know.
How many restaurants make exclusively just mashed potatoes? It's always the side hoe. You know what I'm saying? But mac and cheese can be its own like actual just proper dish. That's what I'm saying. Like there's
All right. All
come
right.
on.
All right. All right. Okay.
All
I
right.
guess- All right. I guess.
Baked ham. Honey baked ham. The best honey baked ham you've ever had. They all taste the same to me. Like I've
C.
tried. Yeah, I would say a C too. I'm not crazy about it. Like it's good and you can make a sandwich later afterwards. It's a good like cold food afterwards, you know what I mean? But like for the main course,
No.
I'm fine with the C. Real quick, dude, it could be both. Legit, it could be both. It's a
Mm.
versatile dish. It could be a side dish to accompany like your barbecue or whatever, but it could also be the main thing.
Depending what you put in it, you could do like mac and cheese with like I don't know some kind of pulled pork in it, and that could be your main dish.
Or it's like Thrawn said too, lobster mac, steak mac, chicken
There you
mac,
go.
bacon mac, buffalo wild wings mac. Yeah. It could be like a side dish. Like the basic form of it could be like a side dish. And some people might have it just like as the main dish too, right? But like it's so versatile where you can add other stuff to it that just complements it more. Yeah, see, Hooli sells it as yeah. It could definitely Kraft mac and cheese. I've known people just make a whole box and eat it. So yeah, but we're moving on to turkey.
Turkey. How do you feel? I don't particularly like turkey unless
Oh, all
it's like in a
right. So
sandwich.
I personally love turkey,
Oh,
and Texas really made me love like smoked turkey in particular. Like at barbecue joints, like usually when I go to like a really good barbecue place, I always tend to judge it based on A, it's brisket, and then B, it's smoked turkey and how good that is. So I personally really love a great turkey. That being said, like at my Thanksgiving, it's not S tier, so I wouldn't go that far with it. I would go A or B with it though.
then
It's
B
good.
because it's
Are we
not an A for
man?
me.
We're split a lot. Throne. I've never had a fried turkey. I've had it smoked, I've had it baked, I've had
Oh,
it braised, but I've never had it deep fried. I'm very curious to know what that tastes like.
that sounds like a
Guys,
southern thing for sure.
oh, it's definitely like a hardcore sort of thing. And people like blow
Hmm.
up their houses when they make it wrong. So it's a very dangerous thing too. I want to know what the chat thinks. Guys, what do you think about the best turkey you've ever had? Where would you rank it? See, all right, there you go, Brian. You happy?
Yeah, I am happy actually. Thank you.
I eat more rolls than turkey, says Thrawn. Are you happy now?
Turkey.
I'm okay. I think B more than C because I would give turkey the edge over ham every day, personally.
Yeah, I would too.
You know what? We're leaving it at B,
All right.
regardless of what chat thinks now. I love you, chat, but it's too late. All right, now we're moving on to the atypical desserts
Sweet
on
potato
Thanksgiving.
pie.
Sweet potato pie. Dude, for me, honestly, S tier. It's the best pie I've ever had. And I've had like blueberry, cherry, apple, and like the first time I tried sweet potato pie, I was like, holy shit, this and it's so simple and basic. I know because I'm basic. But oh, but S or A. I might I might have overinflated it with S, but I would be happy with an A.
Because so you said S is like the best thing you've ever had in your life.
Yeah.
Sweet potato pie? I don't know.
You haven't had it.
I haven't.
That's the thing. I know it's like
So I
a
can't
very.
put it. I cannot personally put it at an S.
I would put it an A in terms of Thanksgiving pies as well. Within the context, with it under the umbrella of this is all Thanksgiving foods, I would go ham on a sweet potato pie over pumpkin or pecan. Oh, you haven't had a good ass sweet potato pie, my friend. Oh yeah, we've never had cranberry anything. I've never had anything cranberry during Thanksgiving. I don't know if Brian has. Did we
Um,
discuss that?
we didn't actually. It never came up.
Yeah, because we
I
just
don't think I have.
yeah, we just never have. It's never shown up at our Thanksgivings. If you want to make us something cranberry, I'm so down to try it. But it just didn't come up because it's literally never come up in our lives. Literally, I've never had anything cranberry jam or whatever they call it.
Cranberry sauce. Yeah. Hmm.
Ooh, controversy ensues. All the pies on the same level. Sammy, just out of curiosity, what level would that be for all the pies? See, all right, so I would put sweet potato on A. Let's put that on hold because it looks like I'm the only one who's had it, and Thrawn apparently hates it. So let's talk about usually the second most typical one, pecan pie. Are you doing that right now just for
Yeah, yeah.
Thrawn?
There you go.
Actual cranberries, legit cranberries. It's at the most bottom one because I've never had it before.
There you go. Cranberries.
Why not? It's there. Sammy said he would put the pies on B tier, and Thrawn said if there aren't three pies, I don't want any of them. If it's just pumpkin pie, like you don't even give you the choice. It's like we have pumpkin pie and pumpkin
Pumpkin
pie.
pie.
This pumpkin pie is from Kroger's, and this one we got from the little corner Marie Callender's, and this other pumpkin pie is from Casco. Um, Pecan pie, C or B. Honestly,
See,
it's good, but it's not particularly great.
it's not my favorite kind of pie.
Yeah, it's not my favorite kind of pie either. Although a really good pecan pie is really good, but I also tend to find it overtly sweet.
Here, I'll give
Honestly,
you sweet potato at A if you give me pumpkin at A.
I would put pumpkin at A. It like the
All right.
only time I have pumpkin pie is on Thanksgiving. All right, look, I don't hate it. It's just so close to pumpkin pie, but it tastes like sweet potatoes, which I don't particularly like. I rather have sweet potato fries. See, I love me sweet potato anything. Sweet potato pie. Usually, if they offer as an alternative, I'll get sweet potato fries over regular fries. I love sweet potato.
No.
So I know I'm the oddity. So
Yeah.
that's how that works on this show. But I'm happy with that. Chat, what do you guys
Yeah.
think? You guys okay with our listing? What do you disagree with? If you can make a convincing argument about anything we put up there, we may veto ourselves. How about that? And I'm specifically talking to Sammy and Thrawn, who are in the chat. So if you guys have any convincing arguments, if not, we're gonna finalize this in about a minute, and then we're gonna transfer to our typical Thanksgiving dishes based on our culture and heritage. But about my sweet potato love, yeah, that's strange.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, man. But I'm okay with this. I'm still very mad at you for dinner rolls at B.
I would put them at A.
Oh my god.
Oh.
All right. Sammy thinks it looks good. Thank you. And then Thrawn agrees. No, that's about as good as it gets. I agree. I think we did. All right. I think yeah. Okay, fine. I accept it the way it is. It's yeah, dude. Mac and cheese, man. I gotta tell you to like get some bomb ass mac and cheese, dude.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to get wacky because now we're going into our typical Thanksgiving. So obviously, in my household and in Brian's household, we never have any of the shit usually on the screen. We usually have the stuff surrounding the screen.
Yeah.
Um, like once in a blue moon, like I might go over a friend's house or somebody or like a church event or whatever. Right, I have a gig or blah 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 blah, and I might have versions of like that stuff. But usually, the plates you see surrounding right now our screen are usually the things we eat during Thanksgiving. Is there a way we can delete the stuff we already ranked? We don't need it
Yeah.
anymore. We know. We know. The people know.
All right. There you go.
Heck yeah, dude. We're gonna get into our favorite Thanksgiving foods, personalized, mine and Brian's. Now this is gonna be weird because for the most part we've each had each other's food, but not like each other's version of our food. Does that make sense? Like I've had ceviche and is that a hamburger? Where oh no, that's choco flan, baby, right there. Or are you talking about the top plate up here or that bottom corner one? Or are you talking about the alfajeros? You'll find out, man. We're gonna go through it.
Right.
Let's get started.
Sure.
So I'm gonna let Brian start. So what's like one of your favorite dishes that you want to start off with right now?
Um.
Bro, yeah, flan is atypical desserts on my Thanksgiving.
Here you go.
Atypical?
We'll do
Typical.
papa a la huancaína.
Okay, so again, as a kid, I had this, and
Mm-hmm.
it had the same consistency like gravy to me.
Oh no.
So I fucking hated it as a kid. Took me a long time as an adult to like get to a place where I was okay with it. But that's the thing, though. I'm just okay with it. I don't hate it. I think it's good, but I don't think it's in terms of Peruvian food. I don't think it's the best thing I've had Peruvian. I
No,
know
it's a
that.
honestly. So if I were gonna take somebody to a Peruvian restaurant for the first time ever, this is the appetizer that's coming out.
Y'all cultures have Thanksgiving burgers. There's no
Actually,
cheese. Hey, you know
actually,
what? Low key, it kind of does.
oh, but it tastes so much better.
It actually does. I will give it over hollandaise sauce for
Yeah,
sure.
low-key one time, uh, not for like family Thanksgiving, but for Friendsgiving, we
Mhm.
didn't get a turkey. We did turkey burgers, which was actually kind of nice. It was something a little bit different.
Over just like a turkey.
A roasted turkey, yeah.
Actually would be fun. I'd be down to do that.
So, I mean,
Um.
Papa La Huancaína for me, like I said, if I'm going to take someone to a restaurant for the first time, a Peruvian restaurant.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's going to be anticuchos and Papa La Huancaína as the two appetizers, because this is like a staple. It is one of the most like authentic. I don't know, say authentic, but it is like the Peruvian food, right? This and lomo saltado.
Yeah, I know, but it's
That's it. Because I would put it at an A.
I'm
You
gonna
would put it
allow
at
it.
an A. Where would you
I'm
put
gonna,
it? A C,
I'll let you. I'll
D.
let you. I mean, for me personally, I was thinking like C.
All right, then we'll compromise and put it at a B. Because
Okay,
if it's good, it's an A level for me. If it's kind of
if it's
shitty,
good, but that's the thing. I've had
yeah.
I've had okay versions of it, and I will admit that I haven't had a version where I went, oh, so this is what it's supposed to be like. I've had okay versions of it. I'm not giving it a straight D because it's not the worst thing I've ever had, but it's not like if someone brought that at my Thanksgiving along with all these other plates, I probably wouldn't touch it. If I'm being
Wow.
honest. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I know
Okay. I mean, that's fair though. That's your preference. I
it
don't
is my
agree,
preference.
but
It's fine not to agree. It is my
yeah,
preference. Speaking of my preference, let's talk pozole.
never had it.
You've never had pozole, really?
Yeah.
It's I guess in essence, it's a soup, but
Hmm.
it's so much more than a soup, man. It's made out of like this broth with like a bunch of chilies and spices and different herbs in it. And then you can put chicken in it, you can put pork in it. And then you have the I don't know how to say it, the hominy,
Hominy.
the hominy. As we say in Spanish, los granitos. That's what they always we just call it. We don't say hominy. And then you can put cilantro on it. You can put onions on it. You can put some hot sauce in it. Put some lime in it, or none of that. If the pozole is really good, usually maybe like a little bit of lime just to accent everything. But a really great pozole is like it just warms the soul, man. And when I think of like the holidays and it's chilly outside, like I just think of I want something brothy. So I always think pozole. Now that being said, I know it's usually a more typical dish in Mexico, but like, is it like? Well, that's a good question because literally Brian asked me that. Yes and no, in the sense that menudo is also a type of like brothy soup. It depends on the region in Mexico you're in. Like some regions in Mexico, like they'll add the hominy in it, and then some regions won't. It'll just be the straight up, just the guts and intestines in the broth with some lime and onion and maybe some cilantro. So it depends on the region. Some regions don't put the amane and the menudo compared to the pozole. And the menudo is made a little bit different. Like the spices are a little. It's a little as if you can see in the picture right here. The menudo and pozole are right next to each other, and usually you can see like pozole is like a slightly brighter red compared to the menudo, which is a darker red. So the spices in
Mhm.
it are a little bit more presentable, I guess, are a little bit more. They're louder in that soup, if that makes sense.
Oh
So they're
yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
similar but different. It tastes a bit different usually without all the animal parts in it. Yeah, but some people do basically make menudo without the animal parts and call it pozole. Yeah, usually pozole is like it's made a little bit different too. Like the seasoning and the chilies are a little bit different. But the big thing about pozole is it does have the amane in it, the
Mm.
granitos. That's the big thing. Like you don't have to have anything else in it in terms of like the animal parts. It could just be that and it'll be pozole. Whereas like with menudo, in order to be like legit menudo, it has to have those animal parts. And usually it's the animal parts that you wouldn't think about eating, like pig's feet, intestine, stomach, what have you. So, and it's usually like either beef or pork based. Like you won't really make it out of chicken. Then it
Mm.
won't be menudo. That'd be more towards pozole. So for me personally, pozole, I would put it at a B, just because it is like a very like wintry food, and I'm disgusting. I love menudo, like a really great menudo. I'll go fucking ape shit over it with some tortillas and stuff. Oh my god! So I would personally put menudo at A for me personally. Now, if
Okay.
anyone in chat, and I'm specifically asking Thrawn, because I know he's got a little bit of like orale in him, and I know Sammy's tried menudo and pozole too. If you guys object, let me know. Las tripas, bro. Yeah, dude. Honestly,
Mhm.
I know. Like, it's like, hey man, what's menudo made out of? Guts. Ugh. You know, most people think that, right?
Mhm.
But it slaps harder for me, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's not typical in like everybody else's foods, which I think is why I love it so much. It's just like when you first find out, you're like, ugh, gross, but then it's like, oh, but it's delicious somehow. So I don't know. I think that's what puts it over the edge for me. It's like the oddity of it all.
Yeah, in Peru, we have a dish called caucao,
Mm-hmm.
and like, we don't call it tripas, we call it mondongo. And that's essentially the main component. It's like it's potatoes, it's maybe some carrots and peas, and then it's the mondongo, which is the tripas. And then it's usually some sort of like a light, maybe seafood based broth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, served with rice because everything in Peru has to have rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a good caucao is amazing. And for me, like a good menudo, that's actually like yeah. I don't usually do soup, but I would maybe do menudo.
Yeah. Same. Like honestly, and it
Mhm.
goes back to that argument I had of like if you put these two dishes in front of me, pozole and menudo, I'll go for the menudo 9 times out of 10. It's not the best thing I've ever had, but it's pretty damn good. So I would give it an A. And I think chat agrees with me because no one's saying otherwise. So I think now it's only fair then, because you got to choose one of your dishes. I technically got to choose two of mine. So I think it's only fair that we put two of our dishes head to head. The
Okay.
rice. We have we have Mexican rice. Very typical in Mexico. It's just pretty much just regular Spanish rice, some tomatoes in it, maybe some kind of tomato sauce, some like spices, what have you, maybe some peas and carrots. And then if you care to explain what the difference is with Peruvian rice, I would love to hear it.
Honestly, it's just garlic, salt, and some sort of oil.
Garlic, salt, and oil.
Yeah, that's all. You cook the rice, and then afterwards you can like toast or you can saute some garlic with oil, and then just mix it right in. And then you can top it off with some cilantro.
Oh, you
Rice
know
is
what?
D tier.
I think that's slightly fair, but I don't think. You know what? I don't know. That's a good point. If you had the option of like eating the best Peruvian rice you've ever had compared to the best mashed potatoes you've ever had,
Mashed
uh,
potatoes, hands down.
you know what? Same. If I had like the best
Mm,
Mexican rice or mashed potatoes.
mashed potatoes,
Yeah,
no
all right.
question.
I think maybe Thrawn has a point. Then maybe it is D tier. I don't even think we have to talk about it. Just throw it in there.
There you go.
Because legit, honestly, I honestly didn't think of that going into the episode, but then he put it that way. I'm like, at first I was like, I wanted to get mad, but then he was like, you know what? No, like, I'd go ham on mashed taters compared to like rice. Yeah, you know what? Fair. We're not. You know what? We say what they are, but who cares? Fuck them. They're in D.
All right, so let's go to then arroz tapado, which is basically a rice dish, right?
Now, this is controversial for you and me because it's not really typical in your Thanksgiving, but when we've had Thanksgiving here in Texas and we invited other families over, a Peruvian family brought that as their dish. Care to explain what the dish is culturally in
uh,
Peru?
yeah, it's a poor man's food, technically, kind of, right? Because it's your choice of meat, usually ground beef.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know there's some spices, obviously salt and pepper. A lot of times, you'll do like hard boiled eggs. So you'll chop it up and mix it all in with the ground beef, and then it's a layer of rice, that ground beef and egg, and then another layer of rice. And what my family does, what most families do, I guess, is you'll put it into like a bowl. So you just stuff it. So you give it a nice little shape, then you flip it over and present it to make it look nice.
But it's a poor man's dish.
Yeah, it's a poor man's dish. It's
No, knowing that now and being like, that's what you brought to our Thanksgiving.
right.
Thanksgiving. Oh, arroz topado. It's so good in our. You motherfucker.
It's really easy to make. It's like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do we have in the fridge? Ground beef. All right, arroz tapado. There you
All
go.
right, fuck it.
Yeah.
You always got rice. You always got ground beef.
What
So
my family, what my mom has done to make it like to dress it up a little bit is she'll like drizzle some like sriracha and mayo on top.
all right.
Yeah, and it's a little bit better that way.
Well, you know what, man? Knowing now.
It's like Peruvian musubi. Basically, yes, it's like Peruvian musubi.
All right, so knowing now that it's like a poor man's dish, and
No, no,
feeling
no.
slightly
Forget about
insulted
that.
that someone
How
would bring it,
how much did you like it?
it was okay.
It's okay. So C tier. It's
I
like
would, I would honestly, I would
slightly
honestly,
better than rice.
I would honestly put it right next to rice. I would put D tier because I feel insulted and I am angry at it. But what do you think?
I mean, yeah. If it's
Yeah,
there,
right.
if it's there, I'll eat it. It's not like something I'll be like, oh my gosh, you
I
know what I
think, I
haven't
think,
had in
I
such a
think,
long time.
I think if we ranked level of D tier items like the way we ranked level of breads, maybe put it ahead of all the rice. Like I feel like Peruvian rice and Mexican rice, like they're both good in their own different ways, but they're not one's not better than the other. But like topado at least has like other things in it, which I guess by virtue might make it slightly better, but it's still D.
All right, that's fair.
Um, what about another dish that both of our countries make slightly different?
Ceviche.
Ceviche, specifically Mexican ceviche, ceviche mexicano, contra ceviche de Peru. Now, as I recall, Peruvian is very different in the sense that it's tilapia, right? Or is it
Um, I mean, you can tilapia is obviously the most
common
common
because
fish to get. It's the cheapest
it's a
fish you can
cheap
get,
fish?
probably.
Yeah,
Um, Still really good. Like ceviche tradition has to be like a white fish. So like a really good ceviche you can do with like red snapper. You can do with mahi mahi, right? You can do with I don't know if I've never had ceviche with codfish, but sea bass a sea bass ceviche I've had. So a white fish for sure. But most
just
commonly
drenched.
tilapia, and it's
Yeah, just drenched in lime juice.
in lime juice. Yeah,
100% lime juice, like not diluted in water. It's
no,
100% lime juice,
straight like you squeeze lime juice onto the fish.
and like a lot of lime, like pounds of lime, to produce ounces of lime juice. All right, and here's the thing too, because this is another thing too. Like they usually serve it also with like it's like sweet potato on the side, right?
Yes,
And then
Peruvian
maybe
corn.
Peruvian corn, and then
Hmm.
maybe habanero. Like you'll put slices of habanero on it, or is that
No,
more Bolivian?
no, it's a rocoto. It's a rocoto pepper, which
Okay,
is similar to habanero. Uh, Probably I would say a little spicier.
okay,
Hmm.
but yeah, but usually the ceviche itself is just some kind of whitefish drenched in lime juice, just decimated by lime juice. Now, Mexican ceviche is almost the same. It's some kind of whitefish, usually tilapia, because it's the cheap fish, right? Drenched in lime juice, for sure as well. But they tend to add tomatoes, sometimes some onion, sometimes some cilantro, sometimes some avocado. For sure, always some kind of red hot sauce like tapatio or valentilla, or maybe they make something very similar to it mixed into it. That's why it looks a little more red, especially in the picture. You kind of see it's a little more red. That's usually because of the hot sauce they add to it and the tomatoes, fresh cut tomatoes. And it's usually served on the side with either crackers or tostada, because you can eat them both ways. In this case, you got the crackers. That's usually more like restaurant style. They'll serve it with crackers. Um, this is hard for me because I genuinely love both. Like if someone like we've had people bring ceviche to our Thanksgivings and we go ham on the ceviche. Like we legit decimate the ceviche, especially the kids. Surprisingly, the kids love ceviche.
Mm.
Hate sushi, love ceviche. Right? And it's like the same thing with the Mexican one too. Like they'll go ham on it too. The kids surprisingly won't go that ham on it. The Mexican ceviche, but that's because of all the other vegetables in it, the tomato and the
And the
onions and
celery and stuff.
cilantro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing too, Sammy. A great point. Ceviche also is not just made out of fish; it could also be made out of shrimp. Very,
Yeah.
very
So
true.
um, one of my favorites of ceviche is called this is ceviche de mariscos, and it's just all kinds of seafood. So the main thing is the fish. You can do mussels, clams, calamari, shrimp, right? And you can mix it all together, and it makes it really good. It's a little bit different, just 'cause you get a little bit of an extra like seafood kind of taste to it.
Yeah, and the fancier seafood restaurants in Mexico, they do the exact same thing. Ceviche de mariscos, which is our ceviche, and just everything that lived in the sea thrown into it.
Right.
Yeah, that's very awesome and unique. How like we have similar dishes, but it's just like three or four things
Slightly
that make
different.
it slightly different. That's what makes it hard for me because I genuinely Love both. Like legitimately. I love the Peruvian ceviche because it's like I like the citrus aspect of it. It's the oddity of like the Peruvian corn and like the sweet potato, but somehow I personally feel it works with it.
Hmm.
And I also love my Mexican ceviche because again, we got the lime and the other flavors with all the extra vegetables, and then I like spice. So that little bit of extra heat in it too like really does it for me. They're both great. The best versions of this easily at an A for me.
Oh
Both.
yeah, both. My dad likes to make this. It's I guess it's like ceviche de jaiba. So it's got
Mhm.
like the imitation crab in it,
Mhm.
and usually it's like shrimp and the fish, and then we use like a clamato, I guess. Yeah, and when he makes it, like it's everyone just gobbles it up.
Yeah. That's it's and it's such like it's not a heavy food cuz it's just fish and lime. So there's no real grease in it. Like the veggies that you might have in it, like no real calories in it, so you can really kind of go heavy on it. Like the calories comes from the starch. Either if you're eating the sweet potato and the corns, or you're eating tostadas or crackers. But the
Right.
actual dish itself, you can eat so much of it, and fishy salsa gets an A. Woo! Throw on fishy salsa. I agree. Yeah, they're both at A for sure. I would obviously being Mexican, right? I've had one more than the other, so I would give the slightest of edges to my ceviche, which I'm sure would be the
Mhm.
same story for you, vice versa.
Yeah.
So I'm happy saying they're both in the same spot in terms of like A tier food.
Cool. Let's go to lomo saltado.
This is S tier for me.
Really?
Yeah,
It's S tier.
for like the best, dude. I look, chat. I'm about to blow Brian's mind right now. My godmother's Peruvian. I hope you're not listening, Nina. Perdóname. The best lomo saltado I ever had. Mr. Brian came to my house, made it fresh in front of my eyes, and then served it to me. And I nearly came a little bit. It was so fucking good, dude. Like legitimately, I was like, "Oh, this is what like," and like besides my godmother making it, and then like going to like a fancy Peruvian restaurant. Legit, dude. I'm not just saying that because you're my friend. I'm being 100% honest. The best I've ever had, you made it, and it was really fucking good. And that's when I knew what it
Oh,
can be. And I was like, and then I ate a lot of it too. And then I
I
tried
do
making it
remember you
myself.
had. I think like everyone at the dinner table had maybe one plate, and you had like
I had
three.
like three, and then I was eating as you were making it too.
That
I
is
went
true. Yeah.
I went fucking banana, dude. It was fucking bomb. And then I tried making it, and it was okay. Not as great as you made it though. You had that touch, which touched me.
I
Another
remember
sexual pun. I'm
you
sorry.
also
It's you.
that day we also made ceviche. I remember your sister ate the ceviche like nothing.
Oh, she went like her ceviche is like her dish for sure. That's her
Yeah.
favorite. If
Okay.
she was here, she'd probably say Peruvian ceviche is an S tier for her compared to lomo saltado. But for me, man, the lomo. If we're comparing the two dishes you made, your lomo saltado S tier, 100% for me. I'm not even.
All right.
Look, I'm not saying that to like.
I'm really surprised.
All right. Maybe I am saying a little bit just to like fluff you up. You know what I'm saying? That's three. That's three. I've had too many sexual jokes here. I got to stop. But legit, it was really fucking good. The way you prepared the papas fritas too with the lomo saltado, I was just it legit blew my mind, man. It was fucking delicious, and I hope you make it for me when I'm there next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, I don't know where you would put it because I know for you it's like a very typical Peruvian dish.
Yes, but also it's really good. Like
It's
when you, it is kind of basic though. So like
it's
a
not.
Peruvian, when I go to a Peruvian restaurant though, it's
He's talking about me. Oh,
gravy.
oh, that's right, baby.
But when you go to a Peruvian restaurant, like the way you can tell like if it's a good restaurant it's based on the lomo saltado,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
If they know how to cook a really good lomo saltado, chances are like everything else is gonna be pretty good too. Um, that's it. I don't crave it really.
Yeah, I
Um,
figured.
but I've had other friends where like I've presented lomo saltado to them, and they crave it all the time.
Yeah, like me
Yeah,
asking you to make it for me next week. Legit, man. Like I get it. It's like it's like with me with some of the dishes, like I like it and I'll eat it, but I'm not crazy about it. Where other people would swear like this is the best Mexican dish, like mole or something like that. You know what I mean? Like yeah, mole is good, but I'm not crazy about it. And some people will go ham on it. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
I kind of I get it for sure. I get it. That being said, not being Peruvian, it's fucking fantastic. But I'm willing, like, it's not about me, it's about us and our esteemed guests in the chat. So I'm willing to compromise with you. I and put it in an A if you really feel like it. I
No,
personally
I'll give it an S just because
hell yeah.
when it's done right,
It's
oh,
fucking
it's
good.
so good.
It's not, and you say it's easy because you've made it for a long time. It's not like the times like you like the way you do it is a fucking science experiment, dude. Because you gotta like make the meat, and you gotta like now you put the red vinegar in, now you put the soy in, now you put the garlic in, and it's like perfectly timed, and like the meat's not overcooked, has to be just right, and then add on top of that the way you have to prepare they're French fries. Let's be honest, but las papas fritas, right? So it's not easy, dude. It's really easy to fuck it up. Like usually
Yeah,
the way I've seen people make it, they make it all together at once. And it's okay. But the way you make it though, like the way you made it is like you don't do it all at once. You gotta put this first, let that simmer, and then you put that's what
yeah,
made it so
yeah.
goddamn good.
You need to have all those flavors really like have their own time
Yeah.
to come to life. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying like your lomo saltado. So if we're thinking about the best lomo saltado, and for me, legit, it's the one you made.
Oh,
Fucking S tier, dude. Hands down.
well, now I'm blushing. Thank you.
Oh my god, you gave me the vapors. Yeah, you drink that beer.
Mhm.
um, what's that bowl one on the side that we got there hiding behind?
That is arroz con leche.
Oh, that's a dessert. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Let's move on to we'll do. You want to do tamales?
Yeah, we'll do tamales. Um, I would
B.
also put that. You would put that at a B.
Yeah.
I would put it at an S. But
S.
I've had amazing tamales. I'm sure the tamales you had have been like restaurant quality, right? Or maybe
No,
like
I've had some
prepackaged.
from like parking lots.
Oh, dude. Tamales, tamales, docena por $5.
Exactly.
Tamales. That's where you fucked up.
No, I don't. You know what? If we're talking about Tommy's tamales,
Tommy's
S.
tamales, bro, with that chili on it, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait to eat that next week too. I'm going ham on all the foods next week. I agree with Sammy. Straight up, at least an A. I think you've had
Okay.
unfortunate tamale incidents, which I gotta remedy that one day soon. But a really great tamale, dude, like a really good one where they actually it's not just like just boring ass masa and like they actually prep the masa well. They put enough time in it to really cook through well. The mole inside the tamale is aces. Uh, I'm I'm honestly to compromise with you. I'm happy to put it at A.
No,
Legit.
so here's the thing, right? I've had Peruvian tamales, which is slightly different.
They put
And
it in a they put it in platano leaf, or is that no? It's someone else, right? That puts it in like
I think in the Philippines they'll put it in the banana
no,
leaf.
but there's like a South American, or it might be actually Central. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's Central Americans where they make
Central.
tamales. They put it in platano leaf.
Oh, okay.
from the tree, like actual leaves from like a plantain tree.
So, so I've had Peruvian tamales, and like honestly, I prefer a Peruvian tamale to like a
Of
Mexican
course,
tamale.
of course.
It's just slightly different. To me, it's a little bit more flavorful, a little bit has a little more moisture to it. Like it's not. I've had Mexican tamales where it's just really like just dry and just
Really dry.
it's
Yeah,
like cornbread, you know?
that's the problem with like a Mexican tamale. If you overcook it or if the heat's too high, it comes out really dry, and they're
Mm.
I'll 100% agree, trash, not good. But that's not the best tamale you've had though. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
So if we're talking about just in general tamales, the best I've ever
Okay,
had, S tier.
okay, fair. Although I've had a Peruvian tamale too, and I probably had a shitty one too. It was very like we say baboso, which
Yeah.
was like it was very slimy, and I was not cool with it. I was like, this
That's
is
fair too. Yeah.
gross. It's like I'm eating my dog's mucus all over this tamale. I'm not into it. And then the flavoring in it too wasn't that great. So I
Mm.
need to have like great Peruvian tamales too. All right. So for me, Salvadorian as well, right? I'm half Mexican, half El Salvadorian. My dad's from San Salvador. The two main dishes I've had from there, usually made on special occasion or holidays, has been pupusas and panes de chompipe, which is essentially translates to a turkey sandwich. Uh, the panes de chompipe, legit, the first time I had it, my mind exploded. It was the best freaking dish I've ever had. And to know that it was Salvadorian and to know it had actual turkey in it, I was like proud to be Salvadorian, which doesn't happen a lot. So I would honest, and I know you've never had it, and I know probably no one in the chat has had it. So it's gonna be hard for anyone to kind of like go against me on this, but I would also put panes de chompipe at an S tier. A really great
Really?
pan de chompipe, because they're pretty hefty sandwiches, but a really great one legit will make you eat 2 to 3, like legit, and you'll hate yourself because you'll be super stuffed because this is jam packed with protein and carbs. But a really great one, dude. It's hard to eat just one, legit. A
Okay,
really
so
great one.
my my uncle, so my aunt married a Japanese from Argentina, right? They met here in
Mhm,
the States, but
mhm.
he's Japanese from Argentina, and he not usually for Thanksgiving, but for like other like family gatherings, he'll grill just a bunch of like, just Argentine like meats and grilling, right? And one thing he makes is chorizo. I don't know if you ever had like Argentinian chorizo, but it is so good. And then when you put it together with bread, it's called choripan. Show you right there. It's like bread, it's chorizo, it's a chimichurri. Oh, when you have a really good chimichurri with a choripan, it is really good.
So
And it
It's an Argentinian hot dog.
basically,
To
but
whittle it down.
if your champipe is as good as the choripan, then I would be willing to try it.
It's bomb, dude. I You'll be hard pressed to find it because usually the only ones I've ever had, people have made them.
Okay.
You know, like they've prepared the main thing in the pan de chompipe is that turkey, because they make it in a very specific sauce that then they put inside the turkey, and then like it's like I think it's like it looks like arugula. It's not arugula, but it looks like arugula, red radishes, and they put like a mayonnaise that they mix with mustard kind of, and then they and just something magical happens when all that stuff makes a hot dog torta exactly thrown. But legit,
Okay. So
like,
that's another thing in Peru, torta means cake.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
torta is a sandwich for us,
you're right. So
for Mexicans. Yeah,
anytime anyone says like you want a torta, I'm like, yeah, I want a torta.
yeah, I
And
love
then,
cake.
yeah, and then I get a sandwich. I'm like, what is this? This isn't
That's
torta.
all. You know what's funny too? That reminds me, like quesadilla. Mexican quesadilla is like tortilla and cheese, right?
Right.
But like a Salvadorian quesadilla is like it's almost like a Salvadorian cornbread, but
Oh,
they call it quesadilla.
That's interesting.
It's yeah. So that and then this is my favorite one. We all know what the word, and forgive me for all of Mexicans who are about to blush, the word puto, right, in Mexican, very offensive. In the Philippines, a delicious sweet rice cake.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just saying, man, language is weird. All right. We have no.
Pupusa.
We have. Oh yeah, my pupusas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I originally said the three kinds of pupusas I've had usually or have been just like pupusas de queso. The second usual typical ones are pupusas de revuelta, and then my personal favorite because it's so odd is pupusas de loroco con queso. So pupusas de queso is just what you think. It's just maíz and it's just cheese in the middle of it. It's almost like a really fat gordita or like tortilla, just stuffed in the middle. Almost is the best way I can describe it.
Mm.
Um, pupusas de revueltas is cheese and some kind of like pulled pork or like carnita like, or they call it chicharron. It's not technically chicharron, but they call it chicharron. But it's pork and cheese mixed together. And then pupusas de loroco con queso is, I think it's called the loroco flour, chopped up, mixed in the cheese, and then they put that in the pupusa. And you have a block of it down there too. If you can like zoom in and like show what it looks like real quick. Hey, music with wild boundaries. Yeah, dude, pupusas, bro. Right? You ever had pupusas de loroco con queso? I love that's like my favorite for me, just because the loroco flour has such a specific taste to it that I think makes the cheese a lot better, in my opinion. Not a lot of people like it. It's a weird taste for sure. And then my second favorite, if they don't have, if they're only usually like when they make pupusas, it's always just like the queso de revuelta. I was just like, what was the revuelta? Because it has the meat in it, and the meat has flavor in
Mm.
it, the way they prepare it and stuff. So, um, that being said, pupusas are like again like a very typical dish in Salvador. Just here in the States, usually people only make them when it's like a special event or it's like a church like selling food afterwards. So
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's like the Salvadorians are like, we're la comida de venta, and it's pupusas, you know what I mean? So I love pupusas. I go ham on pupusas. That being said, I know it's not like the best thing anyone's ever had ever, so I would be happy A or B for pupusas. I don't know if you had pupusas, Brian. Have you had pupusas? Just saying the word too is
Yes.
hilarious.
Yeah. I
Poo
the
Sa.
only time the only time I've had a pupusa was in high school, senior year. I mean, it was I forget which class it was. It was one of those RO. What do you call them? The not ROTC.
Our Ring of Honor, ROH.
ROT. It's a Ring of Honor history class. No, it's one of those like to those classes that are geared towards specificity, right? So like I was in the medical class. Some people were
Okay.
doing the engineering. Some people were doing like the mechanical. Um,
I know. I forgot what they were called, but I know what you're saying.
yeah, yeah. And so in this class, it was like maybe six of us, and then one person was from El Salvador. He brought pupusas as part of like our end of the year potluck.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was nasty.
You didn't like it?
Not like it. It was
Oh,
it, to me. It felt like a poor man's taco.
ooh, them's fighting words.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because I've never had a pupusa since then.
Hey, Thrawn, if you think about it, they serve a similar purpose, right? It's just bread. Really, it's maize, right? And I will say this in El Salvador, it's way different because the flour, it's rice flour. I don't even know if you can call it flour but it's like
Oh,
it's rice flour the way they make it in El Salvador. Here it's maize, or usually here in the States it's maize. That's the most easy thing to get. But in El Salvador is typically made with rice flour. So,
see, that sounds interesting to me. I would probably try that.
dude, I gotta take you to go get some pupusas. Damn, we gotta do. I only have a week. I'm only there for 7 days. We're not gonna be able to do all of it. But there's like a restaurant. Well, it's not near where you live anymore, but it's like near the valley where they sell pretty decent
Cool.
pupusas that we should go.
Mm,
Yeah.
that is quite the drive. We'll see.
It's like right there, Valley and Azusa.
All right, so pupusas A, B, C.
I would
Where do
say
we?
A. I
Where
would
do we?
say A because they're so versatile and there's so many different kinds. I only named my three, but you can have also uh pupusas de frijoles con queso, pupusas de frijoles, or pupusas puro chicharrón, or there's like a bunch of different ways you can make it. So it's a very versatile. And then also too, usually with a pupusa, you would eat it with cortido, which I always like to say is like Salvadorian coleslaw, but instead of like mayonnaise, it's just vinegar. Just vinegar and cabbage and carrots, and maybe they'll put a little bit of spice in it, not usually,
Hmm.
and some kind of tomato sauce they make. It's just it's bomb to me. So I would say A. I wouldn't put it
Okay.
above panes de trompipe because that still is like the best Salvadorian thing I've ever had, but pupusas is usually the most typical Salvadorian thing I've had. So
All right.
you
That's
can
fair.
just delete the cheesy one because we all know that stands for pupusa anyway.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. I think we're into desserts now.
We're into our typical desserts at our Thanksgiving, but so far, chat, we got 5 people watching. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is awesome. This has been really fun, especially with Thrawn, uh, Sammy, and Music Without Boundaries. Really cool, you guys, to have you here. Like sour coleslaw. Yeah, exactly, Thrawn. Yeah, exactly. What do you guys think of our tier so far? Have you guys had any of our dishes before? Pozole, menudo. I can't say it, papa. Is like wah, 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 wah.
Papa a la huancaína.
Papa a la huancaína. Poo poo. Sa. um,
Hey,
what do
can
you
I give
guys
a
think?
shout out to my friend Arun?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, music without any boundaries. Arun is he has a music blog, so he has been interviewing musical artists. I think you've actually been
I was about to say he
a
interviewed
guest
me
on
like
that.
at the beginning of when our podcast was barely a thing. It was a very cool interview. He painted me in a nice way. No, but legit, it was a really good interview. It was really fun. He had some really interesting questions for sure, and I had a great time. He's a good dude. Yeah, you beat me to it. He probably thinks I forgot about him now. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah. No,
Son of
I
a
just
bitch.
didn't want to go further without mentioning.
No,
Go,
but yeah, legit, go check out his
go check out
blog.
his blog. It's really cool.
It's really cool for sure. And also, yeah, thank you, fam. You're welcome. You're welcome.
He
Um,
actually got noticed by Warner Brothers recently.
nice,
Yeah,
dude. That's
I-
awesome.
so he's doing free labor for them. Uh,
That's how it starts, baby. We all got to intern somewhere. Just get your foot in that door, dude. Honestly.
yeah. All right. So desserts. What do
All
you want to
right,
start with?
desserts.
Arroz con leche. Let's start with that one.
All right. Your
And
version or a Mexican version?
what is your version? What is the Mexican version?
It's just arroz and literally in milk and
And
cinnamon and
yeah,
sugar.
okay, same thing.
All right, so whatever. Don't care for it like at
No,
all. It's
I
like
do.
it's like a it's like a shitty tapioca pudding for me, if I'm being honest.
Man,
Are you
really?
talking about the arroz con leche, bro?
Here, Sammy would put it A tier.
Dude, honestly, Thrawn, legit agree. Chunky ass horchata, legit agree. I don't
Okay, so
get the hype. I don't get the hype for it, but make your point.
have you had arroz con leche with mazamorra?
Probably. What's mazamorra?
So if you look down here, right, it's purple corn, and it's basically this really rich, syrupy purple corn.
Uh,
Um, and it's kind of a jello-ish feel to it, and you put it on top
uh,
of the arroz con leche, and it is amazing. It is so good.
but you gotta add it to the arroz
You
con
gotta add
leche
to the arroz
to
con
make
leche.
it
Yeah,
better.
right.
Exactly. Thank you. It's like gravy.
I would put the mazamorra at a C.
Can you eat the
Of
masamoro on
course,
its own?
you can. Yeah,
It's like a pudding, right?
it's like a pudding.
All right, legit. Look, I've never had matsamora, so I can't really argue it. So wherever you want to put it is aces with me. If anyone else in the chat has had it, they're more than welcome to fight Brian with it. I'm just saying for me, arroz con leche, and I've had all different kinds from all different types of moms in different places. I Not for me. I just don't get it. It's a shitty tapioca. It's chunky ass horchata. So I would legit put that shit at D.
That's fine. Yeah, mazamorra is good, but there's a different version of it called chicha morada,
Mm-hmm.
which I think you might have had. It's a drink.
Have I had
So
it?
I don't know. Maybe
I
not.
can't recall. What's that Peruvian restaurant near 10?
But
Off of
Miski Miski.
yeah.
Yeah, they serve like the best chicha morada I've ever had. But it's the purple corn cooked with any fruits like mango, papaya, apples, and then with sugar and lime juice. It is so good. That's a better version of purple corn, I think.
That sounds very familiar, but I no, actually no. Actually, I've never had it.
No,
Yeah, I was
okay.
thinking of something else. I've never had it. Yeah. Gotta try
So
it.
some people think it's Jamaica.
Jamaica is essentially hibiscus tea.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is.
So I have to always correct them. It's not fucking Jamaica, please.
Where's the champurrado at? Is that technically a dessert? Champurrado?
I've never had that.
Isn't it more like a drink? It's like a hot chocolate. Yeah, it's more of a hot chocolate. I don't know if it's not really a dessert. It's just a tasty beverage, like eggnog. Look, honestly, a good eggnog, bro, fucks you up. Come at me with that.
Right.
All right, but okay, back to the argument. Wherever you want to put a, for me, arroz con leche, do D. Just
That's fine. That's fair. It's
do you
rice.
want to put it? Do you want to put it at D though? You like it though. That's the thing.
I do, but it's rice. So
It's just rice and milk. That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta add shit to make it better. Like the
yeah, that's fine. Alfajores. I know you like this.
dude. A good I have that's the thing though. I haven't had the best alfajor the way you have. So
I've
for
had them
me,
from everywhere.
it'd be like lowest I might go would be a B, but highest I would maybe go. Thinking of the best one I've had, maybe like an A. But I honestly feel a little guilty giving it an A, if I'm being honest. I feel like a B. Because it's a good cookie, but it's like a very typical thing. You know what I mean? In
So we
Peru.
talked about this on our last podcast, the cookie episode.
Because I gave it like it was like my fourth cookie.
Yeah. And it was like, what was it, like my second?
I agree.
I
It
think it
was
was
like
like
it was your second or your top.
2 or 1. I forget. Yeah.
It was either 2 or 1. Yeah.
So,
So it makes sense. I would give it like a B or an A.
if you're okay with an A, I want to give it an A.
All right, I'll compromise because you want to give it an A. It's good. It's legit good.
All right, so we're on flan.
All right, so we had 2 different types of flans here because we had the more gelatin-like flan, right? And then we had flan Neapolitano. And then I know something that not a lot of people had because I know you didn't hear about this. Choco flan, which is chocolate cake layered with a flan on top of it. Which is, when made right, holy shit. So good. But also like I also like a really good basic flan, especially like a flan Neapolitano. Delicious. It's like almost custardy. Right? We talked about this when we were making it. Like a typical flan, it's almost like a jello consistency almost. It has like the flavors on it. It's good. But in terms of like the flavor, the sweetness, the creaminess, the custard like consistency, I would give flan neapolitano a higher ranking than just a typical flan. Flan is definitely Sammy. Flan is definitely A tier for sure. Yeah, see, everyone agrees flan tops. I agree, A or S tier, but now it's just debating which flans are A and S. But for sure, they're top tiers. I would definitely agree. A great flan will wreck your life. So yeah, that one that Brian just pulled up, that's more of like a flan neapolitano. You can kind of see like the bubbles in it and stuff. It's like an atypical flan, but the thing that makes it a little different is that they'll add like cream cheese in it and like heavy milk to make it more of a custard. Whereas like I think regular flan has some type of, does it have cream in it?
Heavy cream usually.
But isn't it, they don't add like the cheesy aspect to it, right? To make it like
No.
a slightly heavy. No, I think that's the difference between flan and flan neapolitano. Ugh, that's a greater tragedy than Macbeth.
That is so true.
Yeah, nothing worse, dude.
Okay,
A
and
great
then
dude, that's what I'm saying though. All right, but Brian, go ahead.
so here I wanted to actually point out this is a crema volteada. It's like a Peruvian flan, and it's actually a little bit lighter, a little bit fluffier than like a Mexican flan. And it's
No, thank
typically
you.
made in like a round pan, so you get that shape where it's like a huge circle.
Yeah,
So you bake it and then you flip it to serve it, which I guess like a flan,
yeah.
but my mom makes the best crema volteada. Oh man, it is so good.
All right. Can we agree? Typical flan, B tier.
Typical flan B tier. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
typical boring flan goes on B for sure. Sorry. Typical flan.
All right.
Again, we're basing it off of these that we've had for Thanksgiving. Now, for me personally, this is where it gets rough because I love flan neapolitano, but a choco flan is that plus chocolate cake underneath it. And if you make like a really good moist chocolate cake and then make a really creamy custardy like flan neapolitano, you combine that shit together, it's almost too much. Yeah, you're reading.
S.
I think you're reading my mind, bro.
There you go.
I think I would give it S. And
Uh,
Neapolitano, I would give an A.
A.
Yeah, and I'm guessing you would probably put your mom's flan at S.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yay! Congratulations, Mama Kuniyoshi.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, though,
All
real
right.
quick? Real quick, I legit want to hear from the chat from our boys, Sammy, Thrawn. I'm just gonna call him Music Without Boundaries, just to keep plugging his stuff. Music Without Boundaries. Just Google it. What do you guys think, man? We did it.
I feel like either we love it or we hate it. Like it's so top heavy, and the middle is kind of empty, and then the bottom is just like all rice.
We're passionate people, though. That makes
Mm,
sense, though, for you
that
and
is
me. We're
true.
very
Yeah.
passionate. Yeah, like the C. I'm surprised you put that at C, but I had nothing at C. It was either like I fucking love it or it's
You
garbage.
just hate it.
So, what do you guys think? Let's hear from the chat. There's and while you guys are hopefully typing away on your keyboards, there was other dishes we were thinking about putting up there too that we just didn't. Like we were talking about what else were we talking about? We were talking about carnitas, which
Carnitas. Yeah.
which I know is not very like holiday-ish in Mexico. It's usually like for tacos and stuff, but usually the few times I've had carnitas in my life have been special occasions. Rice is where it belongs. Theron hates rice too. Okay. Aw, Sammy, dude, thank you for being here, man. It was a lot more fun with you
Yeah.
here. Legitimately, I hope you check out more of our episodes, and I hope you come back when we do live. We're gonna try to keep doing live at least once a month, for sure. But we're both busy boys. What is that C? I have to go to the. Oh, Brian, explain that to him. What C is again?
Yeah. It's called mazamorra, and it's a It's made from purple corn, and it's kind of like a pudding slash jello consistency to it. Um, it's very sweet, and it has a little lime juice, a little bit of acidity to it. But that combined with the arroz con leche makes it so good.
I've never had it, so I can't comment. But that's it, guys. We did it. We did typical quote unquote American Thanksgiving dishes, and then we did our typical quote unquote Thanksgiving dishes. This was fun, man. This was legit a blasty blast.
Yeah. So if you
And you
want
just
to
and legit, I just want to.
traditional,
There you go.
and then the cultural side.
Show them that traditional one more time. Let's talk. Let's review that real quick. What we
Sure.
came up with. Is there anything we want to veto? Yeah, peas and cranberry. Don't care. Trash tier for sure.
Yeah. So this is. I think it's interesting to see the contrast, right? Like cultural food, it's so top heavy, and traditional, it's like
Don't give a shit.
mid to bottom.
It's just like we get it. We live in America, but except mac and cheese though. America got that shit right.
I still don't agree.
You just because you just haven't had top tier mac and cheese, dude. Bread is B. That's hilarious. We put bread at B. And turkey. Surprisingly, we haven't had fantastic turkey. We just
No,
like we put it with bread.
I wouldn't change that.
I
Can we
wouldn't
change
change
that?
that either.
No, can we change that?
Turkey?
Yeah.
Where do you want to put it?
C tier next to ham.
Ooh, that I don't know about that for me personally, because I would prefer turkey
There you go.
over ham.
All right, all right.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm okay with it. It's fine. We've had wild experiences with it, so I'm not like need more southern flavor. Like what, dude? Tell us. Like what? What are we missing that you would like us to add? If you legit, if you tell us now, Brian can probably make it on screen right
Yeah,
now. Depends where you have it. Legit depends. That's probably you would probably agree with Brian putting turkey at C
let's
tier.
see.
But
Yeah,
honestly, I've had some moist turkey and it's fucking fantastic. Fried turkey is usually not dry, seals the moisture in. Oh, well,
I
we have. But what do you mean by like southern? Like southern? Like what do you mean by that? Like what are we missing that's more southern?
some collard greens
Collard
or
greens, some Brussels sprouts.
some jambalaya
That's more
with Creole.
Cajun. That's more Creole, yeah. A good gumbo,
Oh, gumbo.
hybridized stuff like cranapple bake or cornbread stuffing. Oh, that sounds
Mm,
like more like what you've experienced, which please let us have some of that food. But I've literally never heard of any of that stuff. Whoa. Honeygate. Oh, you disagree with our ham? We put ham at C, dude. Sorry.
mm.
Does that mean you're gonna delete my interview? Theron, I've never heard of any of these things. Cranapple pie. Oh,
Is that like cranberries and apples baked into a casserole?
how would you do that? What would make it casserole esque? I'm so confused. Again, invite us to your house for Thanksgiving or the day after. Just save us a plate. But yeah, well, we did it. That was an episode, man. We did it. Our second live episode. Not bad. Not bad at all. I had a great time with everyone here and with, of course, with you, but
There you go.
except for your terrible take on bread.
There you go. Cran apple
Oh,
casserole. That looks pretty good, actually.
that does look. I think maybe I have had that, but not for Thanksgiving.
Where would you put it? A or B?
Yeah, exactly that says Thrawn. Where would you put it? It's probably on a delay, so It's like cranberry sauce with apples in it. Top of the yeah, that's exactly what he pulled out. But where would you put it? A, B, C, D, S tier. It's the best thing you ever had, or one of the greatest things you ever had. Put it at B. It's good. Okay. Huh. Huh, boy. Wild Ferris as a pure Ferris, my boy. Hold up, sweet potato pies. Dude, I agree. They made me bump it down because Brian never had it. My co-host never had it. See, I told you, bro. Where the hell were you this whole show, Ferris?
All right,
Could
all
have
right.
used you, man. I totally agree. S tier, way better than pumpkin pie. 10 out of 10. Yes. Thank you. It's a B. Get out of here. You can destroy my interview. Get out. Just kidding. Don't do that. Dude, you guys
All right,
haven't had a
all
great
right.
sweet potato pie. That's the thing, man.
Bring one from Texas. I'll try it.
That's just yeah, it's probably a way more southern thing. Hey, throw on Ferris says what's up. It's a B. You guys, you haven't lived. Clearly. You need some sweetness in your life. Specifically, a sweet potato pie in your life.
All right, we're going
Mm.
on at an hour 47.
Yeah, we are. All right, we got to plug our shit, dude. That was fun, man.
That
Real
was a lot.
quick for Ferris, show him our ethnic Thanksgiving meal. Just real quick for my boy Ferris. We talked about a lot of things, man. We talked about lomo saltado, tamales, panes de chompipe, pozole, menudo, ceviche, pupusas. I can't say papas aguanlenga.
Papa a la huancaína.
Papa a la huancaína. That's I gotta say it with that accent. And a bunch of other stuff. We all agreed rice is D tier because who cares about rice at Thanksgiving? Damn you.
There you go.
Pap-
Papa a la huancaína.
Papa a la huancaína. Ethnic one looks way better. I completely agree.
Great.
I would love to go to that Thanksgiving compared to the other one.
All right, David, where can the people find you at?
Alrighty, guys, you can find me at David B Music 21 on both Twitter and Instagram. You could also come subscribe to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/David B Music 21, where I stream myself playing music, making music, or occasionally playing video games, and it might have music in it. I don't know. Sometimes some games do. And also, keep an eye on my YouTube channel, David B Music 21. I might be doing something with it very soon. I recently did a mini concert for the Smashathon, which is where we raised. It was a charity stream for Kevin Smets. For all of you guys who know in the MTS, Kevin Smets has stage 3 cancer, so we did a 24-hour charity stream for him, and I had a small piece in it. And I might hopefully be putting that up on my YouTube channel very soon, so you guys could check that out. And also, shameless plug for my other podcast, Men Amongst Monsters, where I am currently going through all the Godzilla movies ever made ever with my good friend Mike Mixtape, where we watch a Godzilla movie and then talk about it afterwards. We've had some great guests on. We've had Drew McQueenie. We've had Whitney Seibold. We've had Frank Janish. We recently had Adam Witt. It looks like that episode got destroyed, unfortunately, but that Adam Witt episode was super, super fun. We're looking to have him back again. And of course, you can find me here every week also on Speak Freely. Brian, where can the people find you?
They can't.
There we go. That's the end of the episode.
No, you can find me on Instagram at Kuno_stars. Also on Twitter, but I don't use it, so don't even bother. And then obviously here at Speak Freely on Instagram and Twitter at Speak Freely Pod. And then you can also catch me and then my good friend Arun, Music Without Boundaries. We are both highlighted in the hi-fi-to-wi-fi.com internet zine. So we both have our own poems up there. Go check it out.
That's how you say it.
All right. Speak free. Speak freely, pod. Okay, thank you.
It's a speaky freal y. Guys, that's been an episode of Speak Freely. Thank you guys so much for coming on. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. Also, click on that bell to get notifications when we drop an episode or if we're going live. We're going to try to go live once a month, hopefully, if our schedule and work permits. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Click that thumbs up button. Tell people about it. We appreciate you. That's it. That's an episode. To leave us out, I think I got to do our theme song again, right? With the jazzy rendition.
Yeah, you gotta.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us. Thank you guys so much for coming by. We'll see you next week when we drop our State
Oh,
of
sorry.
Union
Not yet.
podcast. Oh, wait. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.